What is going on, guys? It's the Inside Blue Podcast, episode 62, and today breaking down the Giants' win over the New England Patriots. A big win for this Giants team, but at what cost, right? This is a Giants team that, we thought that was going to tank and, continue to lose, but they're starting to win some games. And, they didn't win against, top end opponents like the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, the Niners, all those top teams. But, they get two straight wins, one coming from a divisional opponent, which was the Washington Commanders, and then they take one down against the New England Patriots. And, this game was pretty defensive, pretty much a defensive game. That's kind of what you're going to get out of it. Not a very high scoring game like it was in Washington. And, the Giants end up getting Jack Del Rio out of a job as well against the Commanders. But we're talking about the Giants-Patriots game today. Tommy DeVito is now 2-1 as a starter. And, this was another solid game out of Tommy DeVito. I mean, I think one of the big things that come out of this game is the Giants have to find a way to stop, getting their quarterback sacked, right? Another game where they're getting to the QB and they're getting sacked and all this. And now, we question, right, for the upcoming draft is if you want to, get better at the offensive line position, well, why are we winning, games when, if we lost this game, it puts us in an amazing position to draft a high-end QB, or, you get a guy like Fasano from Penn State or Joe Alt from, Notre Dame, but they do win this game from a missed field goal at the end to tie it. It was wide left, but hey, it's, I mean, I did say in one of my previous videos about, what does winning mean to this team, and of course they're not going to tank on purpose, right? They're not just going to be like, all right, let's purposely sell this game, because you're just kind of not allowed to do that in the NFL. It's just something you can't do. But hey, Jalen Hyatt had a really good game. He was kind of my player of the game, and I didn't actually have him as one of my guys to watch in this game, but with Darius Slayton kind of banged up and a rough wide receiver core, Paris Campbell hasn't really lived up to expectations. Wanda Robinson has been okay, and Sterling Shepard has not gotten a lot of reps. So a guy that had to step up today was Jalen Hyatt, and he has over 100 receiving yards in this game, the first time from a Giants wide receiver since Kadarius Toney against the Dallas Cowboys, and that's a while ago, right? So Giants haven't had a really good wide receiver in a long time, and maybe Jalen Hyatt might be that guy that could be their wide receiver one, because I mean, I don't really see a wide receiver on this team that I think is better than Jalen Hyatt. I really do believe Jalen Hyatt is the best wide receiver on this team. And, they finally gave him a ton of reps, and he had a really good game, over 100 yards. Obviously, he wasn't playing against, Christian Gonzalez, that top cornerback they drafted in the same draft with Deontay Banks, I believe. It may have been that draft. I'm getting those confused. But regardless, another good day for this defense. Another good day. 3 interceptions. Mac Jones is terrible. I think we can all, agree on that Mac Jones is terrible, and Bailey Zappi isn't much better. And, this is a Patriots team that, is pretty much trying to find a replacement from when Tom Brady left them to go to the Bucs. And, I mean, it's kind of impossible to, get a Tom Brady 2.0. Listen, Mac Jones hasn't had the greatest start to his NFL career, and also Bill Belichick. I feel like, his legacy is kind of getting ruined with him staying with this Patriots, squad. I feel like, he hasn't had, those runs like he did with Brady and, with Gronk as well. And I mean, listen, it's hard to, get guys like that in today's game. But, really good day for this, defense. 3 interceptions, of course, 2 from Mac Jones, 1 from Bailey Zappi. And, Joe Judge returned. doesn't really mean much because it's just a special teams coordinator that the Giants decided to take a shot on. But hey, he came back. I guess that was kind of cool. Um, and the Tank Bowl, honestly in reality, the Patriots won because they got the better pick, and it was really about, are the Giants going to lose and have a better chance to get Caleb Williams, or are they going to win and really lessen their chances on one of those top QBs? And they won the game. And as much as a lot of Giants fans want to lose, they won, and they're not going to purposely lose. Spoiler alert: they're going to try and win these games. And I mean, I think you could honestly maybe win two more the rest of the season. I could really see them beating the Saints or them beating the Green Bay Packers. I think those are really only two games you have a shot in. Maybe against the Rams, but that's it. The rest of your schedule is very tough, and I just don't see them beating the Eagles. I mean, that Eagles team they're really good, even though with their banged up secondary, they're still a really really good team. And we'll see how the Giants regular season unfolds. But hey, they're heading into the bye week, and this is going to be, the lights just went out. That's interesting. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is going to be a rough ride. And listen, the Giants are going to win some games. Hopefully, they're going to lose some games, but regardless, they're probably going to have a top 10 pick, and you know that's what this team is going to be. Really, it's where are they going to place in the draft, and we're going to have a mock draft in this bye week, of course, to see how this team shapes up. And hey, hopefully Giants. Honestly, I really hope they have a top 5 pick. Really do. I really want Joe Alton. I don't know if he's going to be there at 6. I've done some mock drafts and he's been there at 6, but hey, that's just a computer generated simulator. That's not actually what they're thinking, because I've seen some drafts that the Bears are taking Drake May over Caleb Williams, and I think that is absolutely outrageous in my opinion. Um, Tommy DeVito had a good day against the Patriots. 17-25, a touchdown, and just under 200 yards passing. But hey, he's looked better, and he's making some really nice throws. I thought in this game he made some really nice throws, and this wasn't really a game for Saquon Barkley as I thought it was in the preview pod. I thought Saquon was going to be, honestly get close to 100 yards, because I thought no Smith and no Christian Gonzalez and a few other Patriots guys that were banged up. I thought this was going to be a team that Saquon can kind of run over. But I thought another player who had a good game was JMS. I thought John Michael Schmidt had a pretty good game. In terms of pass protection. And, he's a guy that they just drafted, rookie center. And listen, it's going to take some time for him to develop into a, hopefully a solid center for this Giants team. Because I think the biggest thing for this upcoming draft and, kind of shaping out their roster for next year is to get a good offensive line. Because, I mean, if you're averaging, 5, 6, 7, even 9, 8, 9 sacks a game, your QB is going to get hurt again, and you're not going to be able to do much. Because, I mean, listen, I don't know what Tommy DeVito is going to be when he plays like the Eagles or the Saints or the Rams, teams with good defenses. Because, listen, playing the Washington Commanders and the Patriots, and you're kind of destroying them, right? Not in terms of points, just picking apart their defense. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that against an Eagles team, or a team that has a pretty, at least above average defense. And the Giants do have one of the harder schedules heading into the end of the year. But listen, it's going to be quite a ride. And another topic is the Wink Martindale and Brian Dable sequence. Jay Glazer put out on Twitter that they don't know if Wink Martindale is going to finish out the season. There's been apparently some tension in the locker room with some disagreement between Wink Martindale and Brian Dable. I don't know if it's about underperforming or too many points let up or running certain defenses that maybe Brian Dable doesn't like. I'm not sure. I'm not in the locker room, so I can't really give you those answers. Um, but it's definitely something. It's definitely something to keep an eye on for the rest of the season because there's still a decent amount of football left in this season, and obviously the Giants aren't making the playoffs. There's no way in hell they're going 9-8 and finding a way to sneak into the playoffs. But I think the Giants' main focus is to try to win games, and I don't know how really how I feel about that because they need better picks, right? And they need. I don't think this team is too far away of getting back into the playoffs. I mean, the big thing is how is Daniel Jones going to play after his ACL injury? That's a really tough recovery. It's one of the big injuries that you really look and not every player returns the same. He just got surgery, I think, a few days ago. But yeah, I mean, prayers out to Daniel Jones. Tommy DeVito, I think is gonna honestly just start the rest of the year. I don't see even when if Tyrod comes back after the bye week or a few weeks after that. I think they're just gonna run Tommy DeVito and listen. I don't mind that, a little less, a little Italian. But yeah, I mean, you know, and they asked Brian Dable, the media, and he said, the only thing we had tension on is who got the last slice of pizza. That's all they apparently were disagreeing and agreeing with. But yeah, I mean, but I think you got to keep Wink Martindale. I think so. I really don't. Um, I don't think you should get rid of him. I know a lot of people are on the train of getting rid of him, cleaning house and just keeping Dable. But I think Wink Martindale has built something in New York that has really helped out this team. I think he's gotten a lot of growth out of Kayvon Thibodeau. I thought Dexter Lawrence has looked good under Wink Martindale. I think this defense has played well, even though I know they're allowing a lot of points. But hey, I mean, you got to blame most of that on the offense for not staying on the field, in my opinion. But yeah, I think Bobby Okereke has been a great signing this year. I think Mike McFadden has looked good. I thought he looked good in preseason. Preseason doesn't really mean much, but I thought he looked pretty good as well. Um, but yeah, and like I said, is kind of the tank season over question. They moved the sixth overall pick in the draft, and I think the biggest thing is you're not going to get a top QB. It's really best player, available. That's what Joe Shane said in his press conference. And who is going to be there? That's the big question. Is it going to be a guy like Joe Alt or Vashano or a top end wide receiver? All those are needs, right? Wide receiver, QB, O line. You could even say running back, to be honest. If you don't want to ride with Saquon Barkley, who needs the contract in this offseason, where do you go with Saquon Barkley? I think they built something here in New York that he should stay, but if they feel that they can go somewhere elsewhere and move him like a sign and trade or something, they could do that as well. But that's gonna do it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Of course, we got to 71 subscribers now, on the road to that 100, baby. We got almost heading to the new year. Hopefully, we hit that before the end of December. But I appreciate you guys all listening to these videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.